Genetics can be a bit of a gamble, but sometimes the DNA lottery can create some seriously amazing people, like crazy unique individuals that you just can't explain how come they look different from everyone else we're used to seeing around. So, you want to meet these 1 in a million peeps? Let's do this then. Number 10. Jyoti Amge. Have you heard that good things come in small packages? Well, India's own little Jyoti Amge is living proof that you can chase after big dreams no matter what your size is. She used to hold the title of world's shortest living teenager, and when she turned 18, she became the world's shortest living and mobile woman. So how tiny do you need to be crowned the world's smallest human? Just 2 feet and 3/4 of an inch to be exact. Jyoti was actually an average human height until the age of 5, but then her parents noticed that something wasn't quite right. She was later diagnosed with a rare form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, which means she lacked the hormones necessary to grow past a certain height. But that hasn't stopped her from pursuing her dreams of making it big in the movie industry. In fact, you might have seen her on the hit TV show American Horror Story, where she played the adorable character, La Petite. Number 9. Xiang Zha. Everyone thinks this girl's eyelashes are fake until they get to touch it, and you won't believe this. Xiang Zha from Shanghai is making girls all around the world jealous with her insanely long eyelashes. She's a Guinness World Record holder for the longest lashes, measuring in at a whopping 4.8 inches on her left upper eyelid. And get this, they just keep growing too. Her longest lash now measures over 8 inches long. Crazy, right? Doctors and scientists have no idea why her lashes keep growing, but Yu doesn't mind. She even braids them and pulls them back as a replacement for eyeliner and eyeshadow. She's totally embracing her unique look. Number 8. Larry Gomez. Meet Larry Gomez, a real-life wolfman. Originally from Mexico, he suffers from a super rare condition called hypertrichosis. This causes hair to grow all over his body, like we're talking 98% of it, including his eyelids and nose. Crazy, right? Turns out Larry's not the only one in his family with this werewolf-like condition. 3 other family members and his brother also have it. Growing up, the bros worked in the circus, and that's where Victor changed his name to Larry, after the character in the 1941 flick The Wolfman. After a stint at the Venice Beach Freak Show, he even scored some gigs in Hollywood. Nowadays, Larry enjoys a quieter life. He's been married, has a son, and runs a successful jumping castle business. Pretty wild considering his past brush with fame. Number 7. Asbulam Magomedov. Okay, so for a little while there, Asbulam Magomedov had pretty much everyone on the internet fooled. If you didn't speak Russian or know anything about this tiny fighter's backstory, you might have thought you were watching a little kid throwing a tantrum at someone in the playground. But as it turns out, Asbulam is actually 18 years old and has a type of dwarfism that makes him look and sound like a little kid. This kid, let's just go with fella. So this fella went viral after he and his fellow dwarf, Abdur Razik from Tajikistan, recreated the infamous weigh-in between Khabib Nurmagomedov and Conor McGregor and started calling him Mini Khabib. Asbulam and Abdur have been teasing everyone with the idea of having an MMA showdown, but the Sports Association of Little People of Russia has said it's totally unethical. Whether or not they end up fighting, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Hey, give this video a thumbs up if you love the little fella. At number 6, we have Francisco Domingo Joaquim. And hey, if you've got a secret that you absolutely cannot let slip, whatever you do, don't tell Francisco Domingo Joaquim. This dude, also known as the Angolan Chalava, has got the Guinness World Record for having the widest mouth in the world. Francisco was first spotted in the streets of Angola's capital city, Luanda, where he was popping cans in and out of his mouth sideways and blowing people's minds. Researchers saw some of his videos on YouTube, and after 2 whole years of searching, they finally found him in Angola and officially measured his mouth. The record he set in 2010 for having a 6.69-inch wide mouth that can stretch even wider still hasn't been broken. Even at the big mouth competition in Rome, nobody's been able to top the Angolan halava. Number 5. Stephen Ludwig. Stephen Ludwig's had to face more than his fair of challenges. He's from Chapel Hill in North Carolina and was born with a super rare bone disorder called Maffucci syndrome that causes abnormal bone and cartilage growth in the body. Only 150 people worldwide are known to have this condition. As a kid, Steven had to go through over 30 surgeries to repair broken bones, remove painful spurs, and even get bone marrow transplants. And if that wasn't enough, he also had to wear painful leg lengthening braces and fight leukemia. Despite all of this, Steven has a killer survival instinct and cites Kobe Bryant as his hero. He even got to meet him in 2007 at the NBA All-Stars game. Although Steven's left leg and arm are much shorter than the other, it hasn't stopped him from achieving amazing things, and he even has some seriously cool kicks to show for it. Number 4. Renson Korlubud. Ren comes from a family of giants. Her dad towers at 6'10" and her mom is no slouch at 6'1". Ren was already towering over her first grade teacher at 5'6" when she was just 6 years old. Fast forward to now, at 29 years old, Ren stands at an impressive 6'9" and has traded her homeland for the skyscrapers of Chicago, where she finally feels at home. Ren holds the Guinness World Record for having the second longest legs, measuring 52.18 inches from hip to heel. But with great height comes great problems, such as needing extra legroom in cars, struggling to find shoes that fit her size US 13 feet, and constantly having to watch out for low doorways and ceiling fans. Number 3. Chef Boy Bones. When Chef Boy Bones hit the stage on America's Got Talent, he shocked the world with his wild act. At first, it seemed like he was just another rapper, but then he did something crazy. He popped his eyes out of their sockets. Sofia Vergara wasn't feeling it, but the other judges wanted more. Even though he didn't make it to the quarterfinals, Chef's fame hasn't faded. He's been making bank by appearing in commercials, music videos, and TikToks. It looks like Chef Boy Bones is hungry for more success and won't stop until he gets it. Number 2. Ayanna Williams. Ever had an itch you just can't scratch? Ayanna Williams never did until recently. For 28 years, she let her fingernails grow, not cutting them since the early 90s, until they reached an incredible 18 feet in 2018. Though they're not the longest ever, Ayanna held the title for the longest nails on a female hand. She spent hours painting and manicuring them, going through several bottles of polish each time. But as they grew longer, everyday tasks like washing dishes and making the bed became increasingly difficult. So Ayanna finally got them clipped, donating them to the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum in Florida, where her record will live on. At number 1 is Edibar Elshiev. You know what's attractive in a man? Being able to hold a bunch of metal objects on your body. At least according to Edibar Elshiev, a kickboxing coach turned real-life Magneto from Georgia. Edibar discovered his unique talent at an early age and has been showing off his skills to the world ever since. In 2011, he amazed everyone by holding 50 spoons against his body, and 2 years later, he broke his own record by adding 3 more spoons to the mix. Now he's aiming to move an airplane or at least a train carriage with his magnetic powers. Let's just hope he remembers to wash all those spoons before his next big stunt. Now, which of these incredible individuals totally blew you away? Let me know in the comments below and share with a friend, of course. Subscribe, for there is more of where this came from. Peace out.